Hello, friends. Today I have a very interesting story. We all know who Steven Spielberg is, right? Steven Spielberg made Jaws in 1975, and Jaws turned out to be extremely hit movie. And every producer after that wanted to work with Steven Spielberg for directing their movies. Just like today we have every producer who wants to work with Rajkumar Hirani to direct their movies. But Steven Spielberg was a huge fan of James Bond movies, so he always wanted to direct James Bond movies. So he asked Cubby Broccoli. Cubby Broccoli is the guy who has all the rights of converting Ian Fleming's novel into James Bond movies. But guess what? Cubby said no. And just like any other person would do, Steven Spielberg moved on. Then, 2 years later, Steven Spielberg created another movie in 1977 called Close Encounters, and that also became a very massive hit. It became a very famous movie and was appreciated everywhere. In that movie, it had five notes where human beings, like five musical notes, where human beings talk to the aliens. And after this movie was released, Cubby Broccoli called Steven Spielberg and said that, hey, I'm making a new James Bond movie called Moonraker, and I want to use these five notes that you have used in the Close Encounters movie. This is what he said to Steven Spielberg. So Steven Spielberg said, you know what? Let's make a deal. You can use these five notes, but can I please direct one of the James Bond movies in the future? Cubby Broccoli said no. Well, Steven Spielberg still gave him the permission to use the five notes, but he never got to direct a James Bond movie. So there you go. I think it's a kind of funny story because you would think that if you are as famous as Steven Spielberg, everybody will want to work with you and nobody can say no to you. But sometimes you can be Steven Spielberg and still somebody will say no to you. And that's what I wanted to share. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope to catch you up in some next video. Bye bye.